So I noticed a lot of confusion in gear ratios when grading your assignment, and a lot of it was just simplifying fractions. So for this gear ratio, we have 24:16 because it's 24 on the front and 16 on the rear. Now the gear ratio is we simplify 24 and 16 to their simplest terms. Well, if you Google simplifying fractions, we can get this calculator, and I'll have this linked. So we can type 24 and then over 16, because that colon means the same thing. And then we're going to click calculate. Now, we don't want the mixed number. We want the improper fraction that's down here. And it tells you the greatest common factor is 8. So if we divide both of these by 8, we get the lowest terms, which would be 3 to 2. And then to get the number of turns for each petal, we just divide it. So we do 3 divided by 2, which gives us 1.5. So 1.5 times will that rear wheel turn. Okay, we're going to do this again. Let's change colors. Okay, so front gear has 24, rear gear has 20. So we would do 24 to 20. And then our gear ratio, we simplify 24 and 20. Now these are both divisible by, can you guess? 4, which gives you 6 to 5. So they're both divisible by 4. Greatest common factor, so we get 6 over 5, which means we get 6 colon 5. And then if we go do 6 divided by 5, you get 1.2. So 1.2, not 2.5, 1.2 is the number of times that the pedal rotates. So let's do a next one. 24 to 24. Well, have you got this one right? So that would be 24 to 24. The gear ratio. Guess what it is? If we can simplify this, it's 1 to 1. Don't just write 1. It needs to be 1 to 1. 1 to 1. And 1 divided by 1. In case you don't know, let's just check. It's 1. So for every pedal you turn, the wheel goes around once. No advantage. Now we have 30 to 8. So we have 30 to 8. And then our gear ratio, let's go simplify this. 30 on the top because it's first, 8 on the bottom. And we're going to calculate it. We want this number down here. This is a big one. That's fine. 15 to 4. 15 to 4. And then we want to see how many times does that wheel turn when I turn the pedal. So we do 15 divided by 4. 15 divided by 4. And you get 3.75. So that means I turn the pedal once, the rear wheel goes around 3.75 times. Now we have 30 to 12. So we would do 30 on the front, colon 12 on the rear. Gear ratio, let's go reduce it. 30 to 12. We get 5 to 2. 5 colon 2. And now let's divide that. 5 divided by 2 gives you 2.5. 2.5 is less than that, which means this gives me more power than that. I should say more speed. More speed. Okay, 30 to 16, so we have 30 colon 16. And the gear ratio, 30 to 16. Calculate 15 to 8. Is that right? Yep. 15. There's train. 15 to 8. And 15 divided by 8 is 1.875. 1.875. Okay. Next one we have is 30 to 20. Now, these are both divisible by 10. If I knock off both of those, you should get 3 to 2. Let's just double check here. 3 to 2. 3 to 2. Which if we look up here, 3 to 2 we already did for us. It's 1.5. But in case you don't believe me, let's do 3 divided by 2. 1.5. And the last one, 30 divided by 24. Well, no, so 30 ratio to 24. 30 divided by 24. Oh, wait, clear. 30 over 24. Simplify that fraction for us. It's 5 to 4. 5 to 4. Let's go see what 5 divided by 4 is. Ding, ding, ding. 1.25. Look at that. So, that's how you were supposed to fill that in. Some of you did some very interesting things. Now, as we look at this, we can pay attention to this. Every time I turn the pedal, my rear wheel goes around 3 times. That means that's a lot more speed than just going around 1 time. But if I'm going uphill, I don't want it to go faster in the back. I want all of that power to go straight to my rear wheel. So I would use 1:1, the gear ratio of 1:1. So every pedal equals 1 wheel turn, because that means all of my power is going to turning that wheel instead of turning that wheel 3 times, which means my power is nowhere near as strong. Now, if I was going downhill, I would be using this gear ratio, because that means all of my power is turning the wheel as many times as possible. Okay? So now your job is going to be to answer the questions below this. Get ready, though, because tomorrow you have a quiz where you're going to have to fill in this kind of information again. So make sure you understand how you did it. Okay?